If you have held Cardano tokens will be worth this much in 2025, you could agree that Cardano cannot be contained. It just cannot be contained. And given the price seen on the short-term charts, it's probably not going to be contained. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Cardano Coin YouTube channel. Please click the like button as you enter, and then let's get started with the Cardano video. On social media, nobody is talking about Cardano. Future cycles would suffice. This cycle is not even required. The framework and foundation that have been put in place. What's wonderful about it is that it's ignored and frequently referred to as a phantom chain. What is even going on with Cardano? It's fueled by misleading narratives spread across various crypto news channels, right? Some individuals genuinely ask a lot of questions. And that is really potent from the viewpoint of a value investor. It is effective because of how drastically off base and erroneous what they are seeing and what many people believe about Cardano truly is. For instance, many people are unaware that the staking mechanism has been in place for years and that Cardano is currently in the protocol's period of scalability, which will cause its growth to totally skyrocket. Just a brief note before we examine those charts, so let's discuss it now. Breaking down the cryptocurrency market cap. By cryptocurrency market cap. And when we're watching a technology like Cardano, Ethereum is a crucial piece of information. And it does compete in many ways. It's just that, Cardano accomplishes things that Ethereum is meant to do as well, but in my opinion, Cardano is doing it better. I'm not even sure if competing is the appropriate term to use. It obviously lacks the competitive advantage of being the first to market. However, this does not imply that it is not better in terms of what it currently does, what it is intended to accomplish, and what it will be doing in the future. The problem is that Ethereum, which is currently sitting at 208 billion, and Cardano, which is currently at 17 billion, are around 8 times behind the Ethereum. To put it simply, this is a significant gap. And I talk about this a lot because, despite the fact that I never, ever say anything bad about Ethereum, that disparity alone concerns me much. But Ethereum is that data point. And what it's doing and that market share difference is a tremendous potential for Cardano to just eat into it, as well as for Cardano to expand and take market share. And I genuinely believe that's going to happen. We may even begin to perceive for several causes, some of which may occur at several moments and in various periods of time, rather than just one. And in this video, I want to dissect only 1.1 points that might turn viewers away from Ethereum and toward Cardano. We are thus looking into this very soon. Basically, this article discusses what's happening with Ethereum. There has been a hard fork away from Ethereum as a result of the move to proof of stake, which has drawn criticism from Vitalik. There may be some division now taking place. Vitalik's comment that you should visit the ETH Classic if you don't like it was already discussed in another film, correct? He claimed that those responsible for the fork into Ethereum are only looking to make a fast profit. And Justin Sun has listed 2 new coins on his Polonia X exchange, signaling support for a hard fork of Ethereum post-merger. The word Ethereum SEW stands for Proof of Stake and Proof of Work, respectively. The merging of the beacon chain is imminent, therefore ETHW stands for Recently Established Hard Fork of Ethereum, in which GPU miners continue to mine Ethereum. Additionally, there are divisions on the unification of Ethereum. And I'm not sure if it will enlarge or not. It could go well, they could be delayed, it could lead to division, it could go smoothly and lead to division, or there might just be a lot of it, no matter what happens with the merger. My point is that Cardano will be brought to people's notice due to everything that is happening with Ethereum. Hey, listen, Ethereum is gaining evidence of stake right now, may be the common thought of many individuals. I am aware that Cardano has it, but it is now irrelevant, since Ethereum is receiving it. That is just untrue. That is just untrue. Because, Cardano won't be, shoved aside simply because Ethereum is finally receiving proof of stake, right? Because, you guessed it, that's what happened when Cardano introduced proof of stake. How did that affect different protocols? None, am I correct? It made no difference. Therefore, I don't believe that the fundamental change from proof of work to proof of stake would attract Cardano stickers to Ethereum or anything similar. But I believe that people will start switching to Cardano because of the story and the impending divide inside Ethereum. And observing. Wow, staking has existed for Cardano since July 2020. And, as I mentioned before, it's working for everyone. Complete Stake, take a look at this. 72% of ADA is invested in the $12 billion protocol until 2965. Talk about decentralized. This protocol has over 1.2 million staked addresses and active pools. And it has been effective. So, yep, proof of stake is coming to Ethereum. Cardano, though, had enough. And as it grows more decentralized, it is now constructing and working on other things. In particular, Vasile is hard forking given that we're in the era of scalability. So let's make a change. Now, I just thought it was important to mention that, because there will be much talk about Ethereum as the merging approaches. Cardano will definitely factor into the tale, thus I believe I really want to keep watch of how it does. I'm positive of it. Cardano already has a proof of stake, and I know there are different proofs of stake, but Cardano is a top 5 cryptocurrency, excluding stable currencies, so I simply know it will happen in some way. It is the biggest proof of stake blockchain in the world and features proof of stake. And with ETH switching to proof of stake, that's a major concern. So here are the charts that have been magnified. Let's begin. Let's begin analyzing these charts. Here is the 2018 bear market low in a little bit. I wanted to bring up this topic since I was on only the most recent charts. I was attempting to get a sense of where we were by looking at the stock RSI, which we had just covered. This faster moving momentum indicator was heading upward, but still not quite reaching overbought territory. And this RSI is what really drew my eye. Right now, it's merely moving slowly in the direction of the oversold region. This enormous upward change has never before occurred. And the reason it's so fascinating to me is because if we go back in time on this chart, right, and go all the way back to the previous bear market here in 2018, I shouldn't state the bear market bottom or the stock RSI. However, I want to draw a comparison between this region and the time when Cardano left the bear market. And this is how the stock RSI seems. Let's open this up now. March of 2019 passed. This blue line is seen exactly here in the area that has been overbought. As for this faster moving momentum oscillator, it is in a very similar location to where we are right now. If we then look at the charts, we may designate this as the week of February 18th. You can see where Cardano was in 2019 at that time. It was on February 18th, 2019, slightly below the 20-week moving average and about to break out, though it hadn't done so yet. The RSI at that time was also situated close to. Let's check where we were in February 2019 on top of that piece of data. Surrounding this area, the RSI's position at that moment, just before the breakout boom, is seen below. Look at where the RSI is right now. Even lower, sitting at about 36, and this only serves to demonstrate that, despite the rally setting, it has not yet taken place. Because this is how the dramatic movement in February and March looked at the time. Before there was clearly a lot of consolidation, and even just you can see the RSI finally making that rally move to the upside. How did COVID appear on the graph? There were still many of the store because COVID has just returned. Waiting to be told. But this is how that breakthrough rally seemed. The important part of this is that the breakout rally for Cardano occurred while identical momentum oscillator conditions were present, i.e., on the RSI, the stock RSI, and then the RSI slower moving momentum oscillator even lower. This rebound after breaching the 200-week moving average was a win. This represented a gain of around 150%. That represents a surge of 150% until there is clearly consolidation and a boom crash to the downside in 2019 and 2020. But here we are, here, there, and again. Now that we have Cardano and all those oscillators that were in the same situation when we had the MACD cross that we previously examined, I'll simply show it to you once more in case you missed it. And here is where we are right now. ADA has the potential to go off. Observe how it went to about the 50-week moving average in the 2090 move. Therefore, if it made a similar move today, it would be a move with a probability of about 130 to 130%. Currently, I don't believe it would hit it today. Instead, I believe it would take a week or more to accomplish that rally move correctly. This blue 50-week moving average line would be dragged down to Cardano over the course of many weeks. Nonetheless, a 90 to 100% profit for Cardano. Checking $1 a rally is currently in action once more. And I'm not saying it to advertise Hopia. But due to the terrible market that has lasted for months on end, we are currently in a depressed market where we have only recently become an ADA. As a result, we have been receiving a lot of negative news. Even trading in the sideways direction, and this setting is where we observe these crypto pumping activities. And it doesn't imply that it must continue in order for the bull market to begin. I want to be really clear about it. Even if Cardano has this rally, the cryptocurrency markets will likely see a similar one, perhaps supported by traditional markets and possibly some positive short to medium-term news that is driving prices upward. To be clear, if Cardano experiences that rise, you must pay close attention to what occurs when the price drops down to these levels. So, the roller coaster is in action, and in a moment, we'll go into the 6-hour chart. But before I go, I just want to give you a sense of the potential volatility. And this timing is quite significant. I'm hoping I'll recall to timestamp this specific part of the movie. We'll take another look at the pricing range of this move right if I simply go an eye. In fact, we may increase it all the way to here by around 180%, which is a significant change, but it decreased again. Therefore, we extend our bars pattern from that breakout all the way to the swing low in December 2019 rather than just to the swing high or COVID swing low. Let's map that out. And let's place it here to illustrate the potential level of Cardano's volatility. Obviously, we are not claiming that this is how the situation will actually unfold. But this is the situation. This is what the cryptocurrency market does, its volatility, its pace, and its ability to strike a new low or reach $25 before falling back to the 30 to 40 cent area are all possibilities. Be ready for it, especially as Vasilei's hard fork approaches once more. Who knows, maybe Cardano may see some sort of boost to the 80 to 100 cent level. Let's now discuss the potential causes of it. Rasul's hard fork was a major factor in ADA's ability to pump in the next weeks. However, the 20-day crossing above the 50-day moving average, which we have been monitoring on the shorter-term charts, is what might really set off the trigger. And we've had support above the 20-day for over 5 days so far. The fact that this happened in addition to Cardano crossing back above the 20-day above the 50 is really revealing in terms of what we have been following for months and months and months. But we've been noticing support around the 20-day even if these moving averages haven't really challenged the 50-day, which is in play for a test run at 4,748 cents. That is significant. Now that we have zoomed in on these charts, we can see that ADA is now approaching the short-term breakout region, which is around the 53 cent mark. This upper trend line, which is near to 54 cents at the moment and is blue, is the curving trend line that we have lately been monitoring for this shorter-term lower high move for Cardano. From a macro standpoint, it really paints a wonderful picture of the momentum change for Cardano that we're waiting for right there at the upper trend line, lower high resistance. We're basically in the apex right now, so in the near term, it's kind of getting ready to maybe be tested, so be very careful. Support is located at or near 50 cents, which is the lower trend line. Remember that the daily chart's blue line, which represents the 50-day moving average at approximately 48 cents, still has some support. This is an important location for moving averages that descends to, I think, around 48 cents or so. We need to keep an eye on any rejection to the downside if there is any. On the shorter term charts, though, have a look at these breakout goals. We have an inverse head and shoulder target around 62 cents from where it is currently 53 cents. Additionally, the wider ascending triangle structure that we have been monitoring has a rising ascending triangle goal at 72 cents. So, the short-term charts are starting to become interesting. There are no certainties for anyone, of course, but lately I've definitely been leaning more towards a shorter-term breakout and have probably been sounding a bit more positive on the short term. But that's just the case due of the setting. Additionally, because this week's CPI data is expected to be this week, I could see a potential breakout, and I just want to really track the confirmation of that. This is because markets may feel comfortable to rally in anticipation of this data being, decent, and because the news has already been priced in. And for that reason, I've been leaning slightly more positive in the short term. However, I must admit that I believe a perfect picture of these markets at this time. We could have the rally, and really, that says it all. But be extremely cautious of what transpires following that rise. It may or may not be the start of the bull market. Additionally, there are a few things: we can go up or down. Finally, this isn't financial advice. Not everyone falls into that category. I'm simply following the charts along with you. As I go, I'm putting things together. Because these are the things I'm expecting, and that make it simple. I'm just reporting what I'm seeing as I monitor it. With the use of this information, I can quickly measure and pinpoint the market moves I wish to make. Therefore, I believe that the visualization tool we have here and the speculative moves are really useful for doing all of that. So let's keep tabs on what is happening. It will be fascinating to observe how the Ethereum situation affects Cardano and the Cardano story over the next months or so, since, don't forget it or not, staking has already begun here. And doing an excellent job. Additionally, if you own an ADA, kindly stake with a CCV pool. All of you out there who are delegators, thank you very much for your support. Participating in the consensus protocol is a lot of fun. Cardano is that. And so, as we begin this new week, we can only track, so let's take a look. Although I don't want to make any predictions just yet, I believe the weekly candle will close in the green in the next 2 to 3 hours. Let's then check to see if we close this week above 56 cents, which is the 200-week moving average. So there you have it, everyone. I hope your week is off to a terrific start. I'll find out in the upcoming video. God's grace.